Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Double Feature, where we are looking at the Oscar nominees for Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress. To read our full reviews, you can go into our website at doublefeature.com, click on the Oscars tab, and you can see everything that we have to say in depth about these performances. But first thing, I want to talk to you about a film that I haven't seen yet. I know very little about, so I'm hoping you could talk a little bit about it, and that would be Judi Dench in Philomena. What do you think are the pros of that performance?
Oh, man, where do I start? She plays this woman who essentially is going through two very different struggles. The struggle of her faith and the struggle to find her child. And I thought, and you know, I'm not a mother, and I never will be a mother, but I still thought that, man, she has this one child, but she has this deep regret, sorrow that is just felt during her performance as she's looking for this other son that she had to give up when she was, in her youth. And not only that, but her undying loyalty to the church, only to then have that tested sort of at the end, was just extremely believable. I mean, these are questions that I'm sure anyone going through those set of circumstances would ask. And I think she certainly did her homework in reading and studying the character, because just the banter between her and the reporter, or I guess the journalist, was just very, not only thought-provoking, but it just made for a better viewing experience, I thought. It was clever, yet sort of it was clever with a sort of a two-edged sword kind of a banter. It was just very, very well done.
Okay.
And I just think she's she's up there with Meryl Streep in my book. Her and Meryl Streep, you put them in anything and they nail it.
All right. But I also noticed that she's probably not going to win. In your mind.
I mean, no, I don't think she will. I kind of want her to, but okay, so I guess I should caveat this. So I read this article a few weeks ago in Entertainment Weekly, I think it was, or maybe it was somewhere else. And anyways, essentially the article said there's this formula where you plug in the numbers and it will tell you who's going to win the Oscars. And so I thought, well, I'll put the formula to the test. Let's see if this will work. And so according to the formula, it's telling me that Cate Blanchett should win, and Nyong or Laputa Nyong Wong, whatever.
We got to figure out how to
is supposed to win Best Supporting. Yeah, seriously, I have no idea how to pronounce her name. But and this formula is essentially based on who wins the Golden Globes and the Producer Guild Award and the Directors Guild Award, plus patterns from previous Oscars. So you kind of take all that information and you plug in this data, and then it supposedly predicts perfect outcome of the Oscars.
Perfect, with some degree of error. Sure.
Right. I'm sure there's always a degree of error. But, I mean, in my personal opinion, do I think Cate Blanchett will win? Gosh, I hope not. If I was to say what the Oscars will do through their policies and politics, they'll probably pick Cate Blanchett over Judi Dench, which is sad.
Well, why is it sad? Because I thought Blanchett's performance was, I don't know if I can come up with a word superlative enough. It was mind-blowingly good.
No, I mean, you're right. Her performance was very, very good. And, you know, this may be an instance of, I mean, we're talking about two different sides of the coin, because they both play very different women.
Yeah.
You've got one woman who's essentially on the verge of a psychotic meltdown, and you've got another who is just this grieving mother, and they both play those characters extremely well. And, you know, they're very different characters, and so could Judi Dench do that? I don't know. Could Cate Blanchett do that? I don't know, but for their respective roles, I thought they did a great job.
Yeah. You just want to see the Dame get an award.
Yeah, it's been a long time since she's won. I went back and looked. I think the last time she won was in the 80s or something, or maybe it was early 90s. But, I mean, it's been a while since she won, and she's done a lot of great things, and I just really like.
So you brought up the formula for Cate Blanchett. Fair enough.
Yes.
I think I'm leaning more towards Cate Blanchett to win. Because I was unaware of any formula, I didn't look it up. However,
right.
She has won all of these other awards, which is a pretty good indicator that she's going to win the Oscars. However, like I was saying in my write-up, I think this character of Jasmine, especially with her performance of Jasmine, is going to become another established character. Because really, being honest, the plot of the movie is flimsy.
Right.
This is completely a character movie, and it's all about Jasmine, of her insecurities and these mechanisms that she's created to protect herself from it, and how they all just keep blowing up in her face. So, in my mind, this is the female, almost, counterpart to King Lear. It's now this go-to character that an aspiring actress would just want the opportunity to play, even though nobody really likes this person, ever.
Right, no, that's true.
But there's just so many layers to the character that they become intriguing. You can't take your eyes away from watching this train wreck.
Right. No, I agree. And I know there are a lot of people online saying, oh, this film was snubbed for Best Picture, but I'm with you. I disagree. I thought the film didn't really have that much to say. It wasn't very interesting. The story was just kind of everywhere, but I thought, you're right. I mean, both Cate Blanchett and, what's her name?
Hawkins?
Sally Hawkins. Thank you. Sally Hawkins, both were characters that, you know, when we were on Sally, I was like, oh, let's get back to Kate. And when we were on Kate, I was like, oh, let's get back to Sally. Both of them just kept me very interested in just kind of the life they were leading, and how perhaps we all have those things we rely on to protect us from fears and insecurities.
Yeah. With that said, I'm hoping that Woody Allen wins screenplay, because I think anybody who can create that complex of a character deserves something for writing.
That is true. No, that is true. I wonder what the formula says. I should have plugged it in for you so I could have that on hand.
Okay,
Anyways.
well, let's turn our attention to the shutout winner of Best Supporting Actress. That we have all of these other. We just mentioned Hawkins. We have Julia Roberts, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yep.
They were all fine in their films. However, the winner will be Lupita I really figured out how to say that.
Yeah.
With her portrayal of Patsy in 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
Formula, who cares? She's won everything else up to this point. She will win the Oscar.
Yes. And I don't know about you, I was so shocked that this really is, I mean, her first ever, you know.
Yeah. She's done a couple stage plays at Yale. She's been in one short film. This is her very, very first feature-length film.
Unbelievable. Because after Shelby and I walked out of the movie, I was like, gosh, who is this woman? I mean, we gotta look. And it was nothing. And I was just like, man, for a first performance and for such a deep, thematically driven film, my gosh, she nailed it on the head.
And I mean, before we were talking about the complexity of character, here's another character that is incredibly complex. This entire idea of hardening of the self for all the exterior world to see, but at the same time having these very, very strong suicidal leanings constantly going underneath the surface, and how that's balanced, where she is also getting defiance and becoming the victim of the wrath of the plantation owner.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm sitting here trying to think of a word just to sum up her performance, and I can't think of anything just other than, I mean, it was just incredible. I mean, you walk away feeling so many different emotions for this woman, and I mean, I think that is what it takes to be a Best Actress or a Best Supporting Actress winner, is conveying to your audience sort of the life of this character, whether fictitious or not, but this personality, this life, this the soul, if you will, of the individual. And I thought, you walk out of there and just, wow, I mean, I feel for this character, and whether she's real or not, I haven't even read the book that this film is based off of, but if she is in fact a real character, then wow, I mean, that was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't win, I'll be surprised.
I don't see any way she can't win.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. It's safe to assume that it's a pretty big shoo-in.
Yeah.
So
the character of Patsy by a landslide. We have really two that we haven't said anything about. Do you want to say anything about Nebraska and June's?
Yeah. Oh, sure, absolutely. Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it was a fun movie. Definitely, I felt like she did deserve at least a nomination, because I thought her performance was pretty good. And it definitely deserved a Best Picture nod for sure. The story was good. The cinematography was beautiful. It was all in black and white, which was really fun. The characters were really interesting. Kind of this father-son reconnecting over this marketing sweepstakes thing. It was a very good movie, but I don't think it'll win anything.
No. All right, and then we have Augusta Osage County, adapted from the play by Tracy Letts. Here's Dysfunctional Family with Meryl Streep. Yay!
Yeah.
Meryl Streep.
She was so good. She was so good. So good. No surprise, though. But I felt like Julia Roberts, I don't know. I've always felt like Julia Roberts was just kind of one of those actors who's like, I'm not going to go to acting school and get training. I'm just going to do it because I want to, you know? And so there hasn't been a whole lot I've liked her in, you know? But she went toe-to-toe with Meryl Streep, and I thought she did a relatively decent job. Definitely worth a nomination if you can go toe-to-toe with Meryl Streep and keep up. I mean, I really thought she was able to keep up pretty well, and I mean, you can't beat her, but you can at least stumble and try to keep up, so I thought she did a decent job.
I think it will.
Why do you think she'll win? Why do you think she's a good contender?
Why do I think Bullock could win Gravity?
Yeah.
I think if she has anything going is because her performance is, maybe I should say, on the technical side of acting, It is remarkable, just the control she's able to have on her body.
Absolutely.
So, in order to film these scenes of weightlessness, they actually like suspended her on this cable over a screen that they could then put the computer graphics behind and everything to show everything floating. And then she had to just manipulate her body to make it look like she was floating in zero gravity when she's just being suspended in the air. And do that at the same time as portray these emotions and these characters, and to throw all of that together.
Absolutely.
I know lots of people who can do one. We can control the body, but then the face and the emotions have to stay pretty rigid, and other people who can do the other.
Right.
Whereas I thought she did a remarkable job doing both. Now, there were some times where there was some slippage.
That is true.
And we could sell, all right, you're no longer in zero gravity again, just with some of the movements, but by and large, I was incredibly impressed. And she has had some nods. She did win a Golden Globe and some other,
right. No, it's true.
Some other things. So she is a contender. But man, that performance was great. Well, so that's going to be it for our conversation. If you've seen any of these films, or if you want to challenge Entertainment Weekly's formula, let us know in the comments below who you think will win Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, and then check us out on social media. And then get ready for next week when we look at the other half. We're going to look at Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor. So with that, go and see all of those movies. There's some really good performances coming down the line that we're going to be talking about next week.
That's right.
And as always, watch good movies.